Hi everyone, I'm here with another channeling. This one is from December 2023. And well, first of all, my name is Brett Blackburn and I channel a group of light beings, and they share messages with me about our personal and collective expansion, and then I share them with you. So the theme that's been coming up for the last few months is about being open and allowing, and this December channeling continues with this theme, and it's all about clearing our minds that have become clogged with unvaluable information or valueless information, and it's blocking us from our connection and therefore our truth. And so we talk about some changes that are coming up in the new year, and then another guide comes in, not a light being, but he comes in and tells us how we can use our imaginations to change our lives and create a reality. So it's a neat one, pretty quick. So on December 4th, 2023, they begin. We see you. We are happy you are here. 2024 will be a big change in history. More was meant to happen in 2023, but the tides did not shift. 2024 is the year that tides will have bigger ebbs and flows. And visually, I was seeing the tides going further back and farther forward, like there was just more change and more ebbs and flows. More extremes, more uncomfortabilities with what is unknown and new. The tides will change. Massive waves of energy will be hitting your planet. Some come in forms of nature, and some come in forms of time and dimension. There is undoubtedly a wave of light coming to your planet. The time is here when we say, hold on to your seats. And they show me a visual of those log rides at an amusement park. And they say, there will be a splash. You are safe, but be ready to hold on. And I have another video that I'll be doing that we'll be talking all about 2024 and what's coming, and I'll do that next month. So they continue. The styles will change. People's style of communication is at an all-time high, but communication is murky. Too much unimportant information is filling and clouding the minds, adults and children alike. Too much consumption of the unnecessary and not enough, these are some weird words coming up, and not enough divulgence, revelation of the connection to the critical and the obtuse. So first, this is my interpretation of those words, that we need to connect more to what's truly important and to be able to think like outside the box or in a new way. And they're also talking about how, of course, how we just consume, our society just consumes so much information, and when they're talking about how our communication is an all-time high, there's just so much communicating happening all the time, just through media and online and just throughout our world, and it's at an all-time high. But that so much of the information is valueless and untrue. Those are the words that they were using. And that now we are being encouraged to participate in our own truths rather than the truths that other people are projecting towards us or what we are getting from our outside environment. And I liked how they also said, it's the minds are being bombarded not only from adult minds, but also children's minds, and just how much kids are consuming, so much. And it's taking up the mental space that we have, and it's preventing us all from being able to receive truths. So just something to keep in mind. Maybe not new information at all, but they were mentioning that. So they continue. This needs to be lessened for the truth to come through the minds and hearts of you all. Separating yourself from these misdemeanors will have a great impact on you and your community. And what I kind of interpreted from this is that because our minds are getting so clogged of information, we're not allowing the most important stuff to come through. And how I explain this to students who are learning their psychic abilities or learning about like telepathy, let's say, I explain it like, if you're in a room with somebody else and the only two of you are in the room, and somebody else waves across the room and calls your name and says, hi, you hear them and you see them immediately. But if you bring a whole bunch of other people into a room, of a party, and somebody does the same thing, you might not see them and you might not hear them. And so it's like when your mind is clouded full of information that you don't need, it's taking up the space, and so you just can't see or hear as clearly as you could if all that stuff isn't filling up your mind. So let's see. So it's just a good time to think about what you're filling your mind with, whether it's, online, whether it's media, or whether it's just your own, cyclical thoughts, let's say. And think about what kind of information you'd rather bring in instead. Okay, so the light beings continue. We are making more of a grand appearance to your people. 1, because it's time. 2, because you're open to it. And 3, because you need it and it will help speed things along. And I think when they're saying speed things along, they're talking about a transition or ascension of our beings, let's say. So more and more of you are opening up to divine guidance, while others are getting sucked into the mundane and the dizzyingness and boggled downness of the lives that are being lived. So they're addressing just how some people's lives have just become very mundane and just the same thing over and over again, and just it feels heavy. And so they continue. It's turning you off to spirit. Now is the time to turn off devices and turn on your connection within. Now is the time to be open to receiving the answers that you have been asking about. The time is changing. Are you allowing yourself to align with the answers that are most helpfully trying to come through? And this has also been a theme for the last few months, just opening up and allowing yourself to receive. And now it's about connecting with yourself and connecting with others more, which has not only been a continual theme from the light beings, but it seems to be a pillar of their wisdom that they're always sharing. And it's, a reminder too, when you're putting out there and you're asking for what you want or praying, manifesting, you can put it out there, but it has to come full circle, and you have to be actually ready and open and available to receive it. So sometimes it's not just about putting energy out there, but it's, I'm open, I'm ready, I'm available. Okay, so this is a different day in December, and this energy comes in. He was going by the name Cooper, and his energy was different. It was more vibrant, like I don't know, like somebody that is like the energy of the party sort of thing. And but my light beings are a very different vibe. They're a little bit more mellow and lighter, and his energy was different. And I was like, are you, like, who are you? And he was like, oh, I'm not one of the light beings. But he says he was just a friend sharing a message of love. So this is what Cooper says. I want to show you what your imagination is and what it is not. Your imagination creates all. Your imagination is a memory of all that you have ever experienced, and you may have glimpses of things you have forgotten. Your imagination is your experience of all existence. You have been taught to put away your imaginations, as well as you are made to have forgotten. And so I think, many of us would agree with this, that, we're, even as kids, at times we're told to put away our imagination after a certain age and get with reality and, think. And we forget what's in our imaginations and where our daydreams, take us as well. Okay, so he continues. Uncovering and unlocking the doors of your imagination is a powerful way to remember it all. You no longer have to hide or put away your memories. And just to be clear, I mean your memories of always. not just this lifetime. Unlocking these powerful memories or unlocking your imagination as they are one and the same. So he's saying that these powerful memories are your imagination. Your imagination, though, is not limited to your memories of the past. And he's trying to explain the concept of time not being linear, and your imagination is not limited to the past, and everything you know or ever will know, you can unlock and connect to. And so you have access to it all, is what he's saying. And a lot of times your imagination is actually you remembering the future. Okay. Your imagination continues to expand. The more you use it, the more you allow yourself to disconnect with habitual thinking processes. Thinking the same things causes you to stay in the loop. Let your imagination run wild. Allow it to be free. And so I think I said something before about cyclical thinking, and he's addressing this in here too. When our minds have this habitual thinking and thinking the way we've always thought, it keeps us stuck, and we have to be able to think in a new way. So he advises, go in different directions, see different things, imagine things differently. And he's showing me a visual of everybody wearing these bold, bright colors, and almost like people and society kind of looks different, not everybody's in gray, black, brown, blue, whatever the typical colors, everybody is in, because he was showing me everybody was in bright pink and bright yellow and just bold. The point of it was that reality looked different. So allow yourself to see the world differently in all ways. But even in the ways things don't have to be, practice this. Imagine the grass blue and the sky green and the sun pink, even if it's just for fun. So when he's saying, see the world differently, even in the ways things don't have to be. So he's saying, it's not that you have to even imagine what it is that you want, like in a manifestation sort of way, but just for fun. Imagine things differently. Imagine things in a fun. He's trying to kind of bring fun and humor and imagination to how anything can be different, just to allow yourself to see the grass a different color and the sky a different color. Okay. This is what opens your mind and your imagination, which opens your creative process. Not only your individual creativity, but your ability to create, imagine, and manifest a new world, a new way of being and interacting. Change up your life, go to new places, talk to new people, take the road less traveled. And literally he's saying, take a different road home. He was kind of getting at that before when he was saying go in different directions. He literally meant just go a different way, like on your path, just pick this road over this road, not even in a bigger grand concept, just go around the block in the other direction when you take a walk, or just go a different way. And so what he was showing me was how so many communities have become a place where everybody's head is down. When you look around, everybody's head and eyes are in their phone. They're not looking up. They're not connecting with people. And nobody's making eye contact. Nobody's saying hello. And that can be really isolating. And it can feel like you're not able to connect with the people around you in your environment. And, it makes me miss the time that was. And I know personally, I try not to do that. And I try when I kind of go out into the world, I try to keep my head up and say hello and, make those sort of connections, because it's important. And sometimes you don't know how important it is to somebody else when you smile and say hello. That may completely make their day. Okay. So he says, travel opens your eyes, minds, and hearts to new experiences and new people. Allow this into your hearts and allow it to change your ways. And so he's recommending not only going in a new direction on the small level and on a big level, but just to travel and meet new people and all that stuff. But no matter the distance, just being in a different location, even a different neighborhood, if you're usually go into one neighborhood to, get dinner, choose another. Just to put yourself in a different location helps if you can't go travel or, leave your environment in a bigger way. But it sets you up to see new things and see different things. And you can stay in your same environment as well and just choose to see things differently as well. And that helps too. So he says, this all opens your imagination and opens your world. If you want something different, start seeing different things. And this reminds me of a quote that I've always liked, which is, if you change the way you see things, the things around you change. And that really resonates with me. And because it's up to you, it allows you to be in your own power, to be like, I can see things different. I can change my life. I can create my reality. I can see things differently and not see the things how everybody else sees them or how I always have. So you always have the ability to change your life, your environment. Okay, so he says, my recommendation to your people is to get out of your ruts. Change what you see. Imagine it all differently. See the world differently and open yourselves to the powers of your imagination and creativity. You have the power to change the world, and it all starts with what you see, what you allow yourself to see, what you choose to see. See what you wish to see. And that kind of reminds me of a theme that's been coming up lately too, which is something else that the Light Being said, which was, be the change that you want to see. And I think it might be a good practice to ask yourself what changes you would want to see and how you can make those happen in everyday life. Maybe like I was saying before, maybe choosing to say hello to somebody, choosing to give a smile or give a compliment, whatever feels and resonates with you. How else can you connect to the community and connect to your environment around you? What else is it that you want? What would you want somebody to say or do to you that would be kind and helpful and brighten your day? Because I really do think just these little things, we forget how valuable they are. They can really brighten your day, just a tiny little something, somebody does. And it also helps create more connections. And imagine a world that we did this all the time and people, did this all the time. It sounds really nice to me. So that was the December reading. The next reading is going to be all about 2024. So you'll be receiving that soon. And I hope you enjoyed this one, and let me know if you have any other questions, and I will see you all next time. Bye.